about this time, Mark Ferree, we love talking about some great food. So we're going to do that right now with Wini Moranville.
Welcome to Great Food. Hey, it's chilly weather out there, meaning, yes, it's cold, but also it's time to eat chili. And I have with me a guest who's going to help you add a little intrigue to your favorite bowl of red. Welcome, Rory Brown from Allspice.
Thank you, Winnie. Thank you for having me today.
It's great. It's great that you're here. Now, I have started a chili that's your chili recipe, but frankly, it's basically the chili we've grown up with. It's got ground beef, onions, garlic. You've told me to put a little olive oil in it.
Right.
Pretty soon we're going to put some red beans and tomatoes. That's basically the recipe for chili.
Right.
You know, but you're going to show us that like just a few twists and turns can be something pretty spectacular.
Yes.
So let's see what you've got.
So typically when I start to make this, I usually soften my onions, and I like to use an olive oil. At my house I use a lot of flavored olive oils.
Oh.
So you can either start with garlic if you want a little bit of the heat. You can use the chipotle olive oil. It will also give it a little smokiness and a little bit of heat up front as well.
That's a great idea to use, just sort of add that extra layer through the olive oil.
Right.
Cool. All right.
And then from there, once it's cooked about 8 minutes, I like to add some chili powders. Today I'm going to use, we have several at the store, but today I'm going to use a coffee chili rub. It has a little bit of coffee, the chilies, some sugar, and it's really got kind of a great Southwest flavor.
Oh, cool.
So
all right. How much do you want me to put in there?
2 tablespoons of that.
All right. 2 tablespoons. Yum. Yeah. And this is, how many are we serving here? Like 4, you think? Or
no, this would probably serve about 6 people.
Oh, good. All right. We've got 2 tablespoons of chili coffee rub. Ooh, I smell it all. Yep, the sort of chocolatey flavor, and that adds a little depth, I'm sure. And then
we're also going to use a Texas chili rub. This has, again, some smokiness, a little bit of corn masa in it, which gives it a little bit of a corn flavor, and it helps thicken it as well.
Yeah.
I like to add these at the beginning with the meat and the onions, so it kind of thickens and makes a gravy before I add my tomatoes and beans.
Okay, now how much do you want me to put in of this?
2 tablespoons
of
those.
You really spice it up, don't you? This is great. Oh, my goodness. Ooh, and I can smell just that little bit of corn in it. It's going to be one of those like, oh, what's that intriguing little thing in there? Yeah. Ooh, I better stir that. Whoopsie. There you go. All right, now what?
The other thing I like to add is a little bit of oregano. You can either use Mediterranean or Mexican. I like to add a little bit of Mexican to it. It's a little different flavor.
Okay.
Whereas Mediterranean might be a little on the sweet side. This is more earthy flavor.
Okay, and it makes sense. It's chili's a Tex-Mex dish. So oh, wow. That smells so fresh. Yeah. That's amazing. So how much do I put in this?
A teaspoon of that.
All right. Yeah. I'll put a generous teaspoon because it smells so good. Excellent. All righty. Now.
Give that a good stir. I also like to add cumin as well.
Cumin is classic.
Yeah.
Where's cumin from, and what is this? Oh, wow. Yeah.
It's an Indian spice that typically comes from the Middle East. It's used a lot in Moroccan and Mexican food, as well as Indian food.
Right. Well, I use it all the time, but I've really never thought about, its provenance. Oh, that's awesome. Sure. All right. Now what do we do?
It has a nice warm flavor, too.
Oh, you can smell it.
So next we're going to go ahead and add in the tomatoes.
Okay. And you use crushed tomatoes in a sauce. That's right. As well as some diced tomatoes, I noticed. So you got a little texture in there.
Yep. I like
Good deal.
to do that. Sometimes I buy whole and just crush them with my hand, too.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense. Yeah. All righty. Ooh, yeah. So you'd probably let this simmer a while.
Yeah, I'd usually let it simmer about 30 minutes. Also, you can make it ahead and then put it in a crock pot and let it simmer all day, too, if you're going to have it at night.
Why not?
It's the easiest way.
Good. All right, so you'd say about 30 minutes maybe?
30 minutes, yeah.
Okay, but we're going to pretend that we've let it simmer 30 minutes, and then you add some kidney beans, right? Yeah. And is that basically it? Actually, I think you said you add water too, after it thickens a bit.
Yeah,
right?
You can add some water to kind of thin it out.
Yeah.
And then you can also use other liquids. Some people like to use beer.
Oh, yeah. I might use wine.
You could use wine, yeah. Might be a little on the sweeter side.
Oh, yeah.
So one of the things is this is a smoky chili. If you don't get enough smoke from what we've currently used, you can also, at the end, we're going to add some of the smoked chipotle powder, which will give it a smoky flavor. It will also add some heat. So if you don't have enough of that smoky flavor, there's a couple other options you can add if you don't want to add much heat, and that's the paprika. You can use a smoked paprika.
I have that at home. I use it all the time. It's great on deviled eggs.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, man, that's great
and then the other thing I like to use, because I'm not always big on heat, is the black pepper smoke.
Smoked black pepper. Okay.
So I usually add about a half a teaspoon.
Okay, I'm going to throw that in there. Why not? Ooh, yeah.
And they literally just take these peppercorns and smoke them and then grind them. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
And this is great for adding a smoky flavor to any dish, really.
Oh, man. All right, well, tell us where your shop is.
We're located in the East Village at 400 East Locust. We're actually right across from the
Oh, there you are. See, and what people, besides all these wonderful spices, you have those casks that you pour out fresh, the olive oils and the vinegars.
Yep.
And the casks make it very simple to taste everything.
Right.
I always love going in there and tasting things. So that's great. Another thing I love about it is you have like gift sets that you put together for people. So if you need like a hostess gift or just a quick gift or something, you go in there and you have these wonderful personalized, just varied, you have barbecue lovers, ginger cookie lovers, fun things.
We just made some Valentine's ones yesterday as well.
That's awesome. Oh, that'll be great. So excellent. Now, what are some of your favorite toppers to put on this?
Bacon. Because you can put bacon on anything. Yeah.
I think you like smoky things.
Smoky things, yeah. And then I also like to add, if it's a little on the hot side, you can add cheese or sour cream, and it'll help cut the heat a little bit. Yeah. And then the really odd thing I like with chili is a peanut butter sandwich.
Oh my goodness. I gotta try that.
I don't know why they served it at school growing up, and you just dunk it in the chili when you're eating.
I think I have to try that just because it's like so off the wall. It's probably really good.
It is.
All right. Okay, one more question. What about white chili? Any particular thing you might add to a white chili?
To a white chili, I would typically, it's going to be more green things, fresh, like poblanos, things like that. So I usually start with like the Bakludi olive oil that I brought today. That'll give you that green flavor.
Oh, good.
And then other than that, you could add a little bit of ancho or a red chili to give it a little bit of color, but not a lot.
Good. All right. Well, thanks for the suggestions.
You're welcome.
You've got to go to Allspice. The spices are the freshest. I mean, that's what I am. When I open these, it's like, whoa, so much more fresh than what I've got at home, and the older spices that are sitting around that I have before I discovered your shop. So I think these are great spices, and visit him. He'll tell you all about his chili recipes and other recipes. We'll put your recipe on our website so that people can come and make it. But
great.
Yeah. So thanks so much for being on.
Thank you for having me.
Great.
There you go, Wini Moranville in the Wood Harbor Kitchen.